Hello, my dear students. Welcome to KCYC channel. Today we are going on with the chapter number 6, classification of plants. You must be wondering why there is a need of classification. Here, classification is necessary in order to learn the proper characteristics and properties of certain species. Here we are dealing with plant species like kingdom Plantae. Here, Plantae kingdom, that means you must just look around, you will be able to see different types of plants. How will you recognize them? How will you classify them? So there should be a method of classification. Generally, plants are classified according to their structures. Like criterion of classification of plants can be presence or absence of separate conducting tissues, phloem and xylem, or we can also consider them with respect to their seeds, how the reproduction is how the reproduction is taking place, whether it is by spores or whether it is by seeds. Plants bear seeds, or whether it's without seeds, with only flowers, or without flowers with only seeds. These types of classification is very much necessary. So these are some criteria I just told you how the plants are classified. When you look carefully, you will be able to understand kingdom Plantae has generally categorized into cryptogams, phanerogams. Cryptogams, I'll explain you one by one. What are cryptogams? They consist of again three subcategory: Thylophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta. P silent over here. Here phanerogams, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Phanerogams have two types of subcategory: gymnosperms and angiosperms. Then again angiosperms again have two categories, that is cotyledons, dicotyledons and monocotyledons. This is with respect to their structure. This is with respect to their seeds and all. We will to learn it. I will keep this picture throughout the slide so that you will be able to understand it. As we are going through all this one by one, there will be also classification. This map is very much important for you to understand. So moving on with first cryptogams, we have got cryptogams is a plant that reproduce by spores without flowers or seeds. They just reproduce without flowers or seeds. That's the main feature of this plant. So you must have seen different type of lush green carpet, like when it is monsoon and all. So these types of plants does not have any spore. They do not have any seeds or flowers. Only with respect to their spores they reproduce. There are three types I told you: Thylophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Next is Thylophyta. Thylophyta are generally plants with primitive form, with having simple body. They can include from large algae to unicellular plants also. Some they have chlorophyll, some do not have chlorophyll. Algae have a different type of algae varieties are there, will be available throughout. If you look into any pond or a different type of well, we will be able to understand how the algae look. They have a unicellular and multicellular also. Some of them are microscopic and some of them are very large. Spirogera is one of the example which is given over here. Ulothrix ulva are another example. Various types of fungi and yeast are also present in this category, but you have to remember that fungi and yeast does not have any chlorophyll. So this is cryptogams category. Subcategory is Thylophyta. Okay, so from here we have unto here Thylophyta. Next part is we are talking about Bryophyta. The division of plants refers to embryophytes, which literally means that land plants, especially non-vascular ones. This division includes mosses and different type of class like Bryospida, we can call it. Even though it is not in your textbook, just for understanding purpose I have wrote this. These are, you will be able to see this fern and all. These again land. You are able to see different type of carpet like things. Suddenly there will be a growth in Bryophyta. When you look in certain, especially in monsoon season or rainy season, you will be able to see a carpet like gentle thing over there. That is a Bryophyta example. You must be seen many times, but you must have not recognized because you are not understanding the classification of plants. Now you may be able to understand it, as we have done with this part of the chapter. So the plants are like the body have a bryophyte. They are generally flat, ribbon like, long, without roots. Generally they don't have very much deep root. We can easily pluck them out. They have stem like or leaf like parts, root like rhizoids. They do not have specific tissues they do not have any specific tissue to conduct food and water. Examples are moss, funaria and all. Okay. Next we are talking about cryptogams subcategory Pteridophyta. Pteridophyta is a vascular plant that disperse spores because of pteridophytes produce neither flowers or not seeds. They do not have any seeds, neither they do have flowers. They only produce spores. So they are generally we can call them as a well-root stem. They have developed stem and root. They have leaves also they have, but they won't have any type of seeds or flowers. They just disperse spores, and from the spores their reproduction is taking place. I hope you understood this three category: cryptogams, Stylophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. You have to revise this nicely and take one example, two example of each. Now the next part is we are talking about phanerogams. Phanerogams consist of two subcategories: gymnosperm and angiosperm. Plants which have special structure for reproduction and produce seeds are called phanerogams. So phanerogams, after process of reproduction, seeds are formed which contain embryo and store food. Like normal seed plants all come under the category of phanerogams. Different type of, if you have got a plant which uses its seed for reproduction purpose, so then it come under the category of phanerogams. But we have to understand also how the seeds are and how they are formed. That will decide their subcategory, whether they are gymnosperm or angiosperm. So we have got two subcategories, gymnosperms and angiosperm. During germination of these phanerogams, depending upon the whether and seeds are enclosed in fruit or not, it's also will depend upon. Phanerogams are classified into gymnosperms and angiosperm. So in phanerogams we have got subcategory gymnosperms, flowerless plants. They do not have any flower. They just literally means naked seed. They don't have flowers, but they do have seeds. That's why, since they are coming under phanerogams, they will have seed, but they do not have any flower. Okay, there are examples over here. Cycas are some of the examples which you are able to understand when you read the textbook. Do read the textbook properly so that you know to understand. The gymnosperms subcategory, gymnosperms are the category comes under phanerogams which have seeds in them, but they do not have any type of flower. Now subcategory we are talking about is angiosperms. They are vascular plants. They have roots, stem, leaves. Unlike gymnosperms, they do have everything. This is a proper example of correct plant which having flowers, seeds, roots, well developed. All them are well developed. But it is decided by what type of seeds they have for reproduction. We can determine whether they are dicotyledon or monocotyledons. Di means two, mono means single. I will be explaining you in the next part of this chapter how it is working on. So angiosperm seeds are found in flower. Okay, these are the categories of plant where flowers will be bearing. The flowers will be converting into fruit. So that category of plants will come under angiosperms. Angiosperm eggs are fertilized and develop into seeds in ovary that is usually in form of flower. Now, in this subcategory of angiosperm, we have got dicotyledons. The dicotyledons, also known as dicot, mean two equal symmetrical shape of seeds. Like for example, peas, almonds, cashew. You can break the cashew into two equal parts, isn't it? You can do with respect to almonds also, peas also. So these are the type of plants which are having two cotyledons. That's why they are called as dicotyledons. So dicotyledons, also known as dicots, were one of the two group of the flowering plants, angiosperms. So they have namely two embryonic leaves or cotyledons. The next part we are going on to the monocotyledons, and they come just simply under the category of angiosperms only, but monocot means only one cotyledon will be present over here. Wheat, rice, maize, barley are some of the examples of this monocotyledon plants. I told you angiosperms are again classified due to according to the seeds which they produce. I hope you understood this chapter. Just thoroughly go through the textbook and also understand the examples. Learning 3 to 4 examples of each category will be enough, and do practice this diagram so that you will be able to understand and remember it properly. Students, we will meet next time.